Any thoughts to share about school?
Well, I think, because of the progress that he had this past summer with so many friends, and talking to strangers at a store or, again, ordering his own food. And I wasn't even there. I thought going into the school year, this would be easy, right? I mean, I thought, oh, he's going to just talk to the teacher. Like, I don't even need to do the thing, the ritual, as you call it. But it's not easy because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's just because school has always been so hard for him. And that's the place where he could never talk, right? And so he did talk to his teacher last year, and the first week we went in and he spoke to a couple of teachers. So that's great, but it's still just, I think I don't know, the environment. It just reminds him of maybe...
Well, because he was conditioned there.
Yeah.
He was conditioned there. So he's just doing amazing. He's thriving. He's confident. I see how he sits. You see that look. What advice do you have for parents that are going through this journey?
I mean, again, I think the most important thing is to meet them where they're at. I mean, I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine today that had was worried about her child and with some anxiety issues. And, even though SM is very specific, it's still anxiety, right? So I just gave her a couple of pointers, just from all the things that I've learned. And and she actually said that, she's the one that said, I'm trying to meet him where he's at. And I think that's just listen to your children, right? I mean, try to communicate with them if they're old enough to tell you what's going on, how they feel, validate their emotions, right? Validate how they feel. If they're not old enough yet, that maybe they will be soon where they can talk about it. Sometimes I'd get a little excited and I might add a little pressure, and that doesn't work. That didn't work for him, I should say, right? Then he shuts down. So I tried not to add too much pressure. Look, listen, and
learn, right?
Yeah.
Look, listen, and learn. The kids tell us everything by what they don't even say. You know what I mean? They really, really do. They really do tell us everything. And I think it's about listening to your children and really respecting them and being very supportive. And you're just such a great mentor to other parents for that, because a lot of parents have these expectations that they want to achieve because they're either embarrassed, they feel bad, they have milestones they want that child to reach. Like, I want my child to be in that, the honors class. I want them to move to the, the higher level this, and I need them to do this. And it's like, wait, stop, pull back.
Yeah.
By you saying you need to and should isn't making this happen quicker. In fact, if anything, it's putting pressure on your child.
Right. And I mean, to say that, also, I mean, he is in an honors class. So he could, you might still have that, right, for your child. If you have your support system at school. Right.
100%.
There are plans in place to have the accommodations for these kids. So it's not this is awful. I mean, it's just a different way.
So the goals for the kids, of course, and like you said, he's in honors. I just want to be clear. I'm not telling people they shouldn't be. I'm trying to say that by saying you need to do this to get into the honors, or you need to do that to do this, or whatever, that just puts pressure on children. So it's about how you also speak. I tell families all the time, try to avoid you need to and you should language, and just kind of talk with them and, work. And it's nice when you have an outside therapist or a doctor you're working with, because they can be the one to guide it, and you together are working with the therapist or the doctor to help you, not mommy or daddy saying it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's when kids kind of back up against a wall too.
Yeah, for sure.
Until you feel that you guys are ready for that. And you guys are great with that. I've always seen how Leo was with you.